All right. Okay, we're recording. Everybody be quiet, pay attention. Okay. So, like I said, you're not it's not mandatory to put a photograph, but I'm going to show you guys how you can manipulate photographs in a way that they don't have to look like photographs. And here's some of your friends here in class, some of your bros. Yeah, your home slices. All right. So we've got some pictures here, right, from some of our walks, right? They're doing their central gang sign stuff, whatever. But say we wanted to convert some of this into, because pretty much what you guys know is like maybe we can convert to grayscale, use some adjustment layers, right? The typical stuff, right? New adjustment layer. You do black and white, right? We've done that for a while. Yes, all this stuff. But there are some very easy filters in Photoshop that you can apply. Now, remember, number one rule, always unlock. Everybody should be listening, please. Try to keep it down. Call this original. This won't take long. Command J to make a copy, right? Remember, adjustment layers are just filters. I can turn that on and off. But let's say we're going to isolate somebody. Who should we isolate? Angel, David, or Alan? Should we pick on Alan because he's not here? Yeah. All right. So check this out. We're going to get the crop tool, the first thing I'm going to do, right? And I'm going to crop everybody else out. Sorry, David. Run this, that. That's okay that his arm's there. And again, I'm cropping this out. Let's hit enter. Now I'm going to do a save as because I don't want to lose my original image. Save on my computer. And we're going to call it Alan. You could call it crop one, put your initials, right? PSD file. Okay. So some of the easy stuff that we can do is you can manipulate some of this. I'm going to do Command M, curves, right? And I'm going to bring out some of the details here. I don't like how that looks. Let's do a selection. You can get the lasso tool, a simple lasso tool. Man, this is super laggy. Sorry. Simple lasso tool. And right now I have a 0 feather. Let's do, I don't know, 30. Remember, this makes your selection softer, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Sorry, the projector is not very. I'm going to especially emphasize maybe the top of his face, a little bit of his shirt, right? This is just very loose. I'm isolating, and I'm probably going to do only from his waist up. And I'm going to cut out Angel's arm here. Remember, I have a 30 pixel feather, so it's going to be soft. So I'm going to try and grab a little bit more. I'll do that again. Sorry, I kind of messed up. A little bit more. There we go. And I don't know if you guys remember, like say right here, this selection here is like wrong. If you hold down your option, you can come in here and fix that. All right. Okay, so I've got a selection, right? What's selected? Everything inside or everything outside? Anybody? You can barely see it. Yeah, what's inside, right? In this case, I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it. That means he's all separated now. So I've got a nice soft edge, right? I can come in here and maybe lower that to like 10. And I can kind of trim out anything I really don't want. I'm going to leave the hair kind of fuzzy like that. You'll see right now. And I think that's good because we're only going to use part of it. Maybe a little bit down there. All right. One of the basic ones, and I can't remember, I'm sure I showed it to you guys last year, or maybe not. Some of you guys say you never showed that to us. If you go to filters, there's some just basic ones. And there's one called, if I can find it here, hold on. Oh, I'm getting close. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, it's under image adjustments. So check this out. We've got some of these if you've never tried these. There's one called threshold. Now, this one's pretty instant. And what this one does, and it's not doing it, hold on. Oh, I have it selected, sorry. I have a selection going, sorry. So it's under adjustments, threshold. All right, so it kind of instantly converts it into a very high contrast image, right? So you're changing it very much from a photo. It's like almost instant, right? You're gonna lose a lot of detail, but what you could also do is do parts at a time. What do I mean by that? Check this out. If I did it all at once there, right? But there's nothing telling me I can't do, like, say, his face by itself, like this, right? And then I do that threshold, and it'll only do it to the face. Cool. And then I can adjust it for the face, Command D, and then I can do the rest. So that I only wanted to do here. So I can isolate areas that if I do it all at once, it doesn't work out for me. But if I do it in isolated areas and do it in parts, does it make sense? Yes? No? Anybody? Yeah. So that's a big problem that people have. Like, oh, it messes up everything else, like the details on the shirt, the checkers, right? The flannel look. And again, look at the ID on his chest, right? If I wanted that, so I would do cancel. And I say, well, I do want the ID to show up. And I would hold down option. And it's kind of hard to see up there because it's lower. I'm going to try and raise it. Hold on. Right there. Right now, you see the selection all the way around. But if I hold down option and I come around here and I do the lanyard and this ID, just very simple. Took a few seconds, right? Now I do it and it'll be just everything else. And I go to threshold, right? Now this is still color in the middle, but now I can see the shirt and the Nirvana logo, and I can make that, like, say I wanted that to stand out. And then what's even easier, I don't have to redo this. I just go Shift Command I. Super important. Do not do Command I. It's Shift Command I. I think you guys might remember some of this from last year when we were doing some Photoshop editing the second semester. And that inverts your selection. And now it's the ID tag and the lanyard, right? You don't have to redraw it. You don't have to get the selection tool again. And there's a little bit of the ID, Command D, right? And that's pretty much it. A really cool, quick way, especially for this type of work that we're going to do. This is not super accurate. There's some fuzziness. That's fine. And then we have I'm going to save this. And then there's your before and after. I think that's pretty cool and very quick, right? You didn't have to do a million filters. It was one, right? And I use this a lot when I first started using Photoshop back in the 90s. Yes, there was no dinosaurs back then, okay? They're already extinct. You're welcome. Anyway, so then, I don't know if I told you guys, I have my afternoon juniors today. There's 2 students that are always picking on me because I'm old. But it's joking. It's joking, but then I get them back, right? Like one of them asked me, hey, Mr. Nova, how did your parents keep the pterodactyls from stealing you? So, yeah, it's kind of funny, huh? All right, so I've got that asset. I have a picture, right? I've manipulated it. I've made it look different. I'm going to do it to this one. Check this out. This is my afternoon juniors. We went walking on a field trip. You guys should recognize that church. Yes? You know which one it is, right? Same technique. Watch what I'm going to do to this one. And Command J. Don't forget to make your copies. Call this one original. I'll do kind of the same technique, but we're going to look at the other one. Again, there's some very easy built-in filters in Photoshop that people just don't use. They're so old school that people kind of forget them. They go to YouTube and, oh, I got to do all these crazy filters. No, there's some very simple, easy ones. Posterize is similar, but it's in color. And I'm sure you guys seen this. And if you haven't, it's kind of a cool looking, yeah, kind of a cool looking technique. I'm going to make, yeah, I'm going to bring this up here. It's very hard to see on screen, but it kind of like digitizes it. It's very old school. The lower that you do it, oh, that's kind of cool. It almost makes it texture-like. That's pretty cool right there, right? It's very sensitive, so you can actually type like, no, it won't let you. Okay. You have to type the numbers in. The lower you go, obviously, the more it looks weird. All right, so that's a very simple filter too. The what do I call it? Threshold? Posterize, yeah. Okay. Play around with some of these. These are very cool. There's a channel mixer. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you can, what I'm trying to tell you is there's some simple filters built in that a lot of people never use, right? And don't forget, you can always do levels, Command L, before you do some of these, right? And this will give you some contrast. And again, the same rule applies. You can select some parts and some not, right? But I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go back, do adjustments, and do a threshold. It's actually pretty cool. But you see how you lose some of it. So I just showed you guys how you can select some of it before you do it. I like that. I don't care if the person's face isn't there on this one. Okay, I'm gonna hit save. Now, let's do church. I only got that one for the church. Okay, and then again, just another way of incorporating photography, whether you want to or not. But now, again, the reason I'm showing you this is it changed it a lot from what we did on the past stuff, right? Because the other stuff is obviously a photo. But this looks like you manipulate it a little bit. Check this out. I'm going to put them on their own layers. Allen graphic. Allen image. Sorry. I can't even type. Right? New layer. Church. And I'm going to place them respectively in their layers. Shift Command what to place an illustrator? Anybody? What? What's wrong with you guys this morning? All right, check it out. Everybody watch. So there's Alan. Oops, got my mouse. Here's the church. Oh, I didn't put the church on the right layer. Church PSD. Okay. Now, you can use them as is, right? But why would you just want to place them? Look, there's even some, it's hard to see up on the screen, but there's some pixels sticking out, right? And you guys are like, oh, that looks messy. No, it doesn't matter, because watch what I'm going to do next. Then I'm going to use the power of Illustrator to do some image tracing. Image tracing. Who loves their image tracing? Yeah. I mean, it's really one of those filters that most people that don't know Illustrator, they just use it because they don't know any better. But you guys already as seniors, you should say, you know what, I'm going to see what I can do with it. It's almost like throwing it into a blender and see what else it can do for you, right? So here it is, it's trying to make this vector. It's still very recognizable, right? And again, could you go back in there and edit the Photoshop file a little bit and delete some more? Sure, sure. But is it still Alan? Yeah, you can tell. If you knew who this guy was, right, it's gonna be identifiable. And I think this is better for, say, skateboard art, right? You want high contrast stuff. You don't want it to look just like a photo. Man, I can even see the Franklin Little Cougar on the ID. You would know that. You would see it. It's like, oh, it's at Franklin High School? Yeah, it's on a skateboard design. Yes, okay. So I'm gonna say that's good. You can tell it's a Nirvana hoodie, right? You can tell it's that person. Yeah, I know. And that's that. And then I'll make a copy. You remember for image tracing, you always have to do the final part, which is expand. If you don't do that, remember, it doesn't become vector. Here's a vector one. Here's a one without expanding, right? And now remember, when you expand it, all you do is get your direct select arrow. If you don't want the white, take it away. You can even come in here and pick out little white areas. I think that's pretty much it on that one. Oops, I didn't get that good. You got to zoom in. All right, make sure you select the actual shape. Cool. So this is 100% vector, right? I could even go in there and select the white on his face and tell it select same fill color. Oops. There. Now lock everything else. I can't see if I selected it. Oh yeah, there it is. Select same fill color. Let's see if this works. It should. And then anything that's white, and that could lock other stuff. Remember, you can now change the colors if you wanted to color it in naturally. Oh, I'm not on color. Hold on. I hate how this defaults to grayscale. Remember, CMYK, and it's really hard to see up on screen, but it's like a, like a flesh tone, right? Whatever. I could have locked all this other stuff if I didn't want it to be selected, right? But you can see, I can change that up, right? I could do select same fill color, and I could do a gradient. Whatever I want to do. Once I convert it to vector, it's not a problem. Oh, actually, that looks pretty cool. Oh, I like that. It's kind of hard to see up on screen. Let me make it this darker. But you see how that manipulates it, right? You can add all kinds of colors, right? You're in control. Oh, you can make him the Hulk. I don't know, whatever, right? Yeah. So you can manipulate it, right? And then remember, you got your gradient. You can control it. You can do anything you want. Cool? All right. I'm just gonna make it go back to the solid color. Now check this out. So don't tell me that's not easy to do, right? So some of you guys are like, I don't want to use the photo. Maybe you're looking at it now. You know what? That's not difficult, right? And it really isn't. And if you need help, you don't want to watch the video, you call me over and I'll help you. All right. I'm trying to choose a bright color up here so you guys can see it. All right, let's say yellow. And then don't forget, with this newest version of Illustrator, and remember, you can still do clipping masks with this, right? What if you didn't want the whole thing showing up like that? Well, you just draw a big circle on the front. And Command 7. Everybody watching? Check it out. Why can't you do that? And I make multiple copies. Watch this. And then maybe I scale this one. I scale that one. Everybody what? Huh? You can do whatever you want. Check this out. Don't tell me you can't do this. Command 7. Right? And then this one, maybe I change the color. Oops. Change the color of. Yeah. I'm just telling you guys, if somebody doesn't show you all the stuff that you can do, and then that one, guess what? Do we have transparency in Illustrator? It's so easy to manipulate stuff. Watch this. Transparency. Boom. Check this out. Maybe you're doing an homage to one of your favorite artists. Maybe you're customizing something for somebody, right? What? No. I'm telling you, if you use photography, this is a good way around it looking like a photo, right? This is a very simple technique to get it into a almost vector graphic looking thing, right? See what I mean? Okay, that's all I'm saying. If you were like against using a photo, now you can, because you can manipulate and make it look artistic, make it look vector, make it look almost like somebody drew it or sketched it. All right. That's all I'm saying. And then don't forget all your tools in Illustrator to manipulate stuff and do clipping masks or whatever you want. Right. And then the last part, check this out. Don't forget, Illustrator has the new 3D technique stuff. Watch, I'm going to change the black to another color because it looks weird. Let's do something contrasty, but not black. Let's do that. I didn't want a gradient though. Let's do red. Cool. Say we get that. Yeah, everybody there? I saw that looks pretty good. And then I accidentally didn't change the black on the ID tag. Okay, so everybody watching, there's some black in there and the face details. Don't forget, we've got, now remember, please listen to this. Anybody who's not paying attention. Just because I show you the 3D stuff on Illustrator doesn't mean it can't bog the computer down and get stuck, which always happens, right? But we have the new 3D materials. Oops. Is this where I access it? Oh, I don't know if I have the newest version on my computer. But yeah, I might have to do a separate video so it doesn't show up here. Oh no, it's here. 3D and materials. But it's only showing extrude. I think I don't have the updated one. You have your laptop handy? Yeah. I think you guys have the newest one. Sorry, I thought it was gonna be on here. Hold on. It's because I want this to work. 3D materials. New window. No, it's there. Oh, it's hiding. Hold on. There it is. There it is. I found it. Never mind. Everybody look. So don't forget you have this new 3D material stuff. It's really, really cool. And it'll work even on stuff like this. So I like the inflate feature. Watch this. If I click inflate. Now remember, it does take quite a bit of computer power. So be careful what you're manipulating. If you converted a picture like this, remember, you've made all these points in it. Watch. Command Y, right? Remember, these are all points, right? So it will take some time to do this, but watch. Let's see what it does. And you can make these cool 3D effects now in Illustrator, and it'll look like you can even make stuff look like gold. I'll do a gold one right now. All right, we're almost done. Just 2 more minutes, and then we'll be at break and stuff. But I just want to show you the 3D stuff. Your computer might be quicker than mine. Oh, check that out. It made it like a balloon. Yeah, and then don't forget you can go to the lighting and the materials here. This is the basic one that gives it a shine. You can look through them. There's different, snake skin. Oh, there's the gold one. Let's see. Gold natural. Let's see if it does it. I don't know how you input it.
Just click on
it. Is it having trouble? Is it doing it? I can't tell. It might be. All right. Just remember, it's not. Oh, I didn't select it. That's why. Have to select it, Novo. Boom. Let's try that. No? Yes. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it made it gold. How much easier is it to do? It looks like Han Solo and Carbonite, if anybody knows the reference. No? All right. So don't tell me you can't do something cool, right? You could do a medallion. There's just so many things, guys. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you how easy it is to pull off stuff like this. Let's try this one. Zinc spade. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty cool. Obviously, you can do less, right? Extruding or inflating. Look at that volume. You can lower it. There it goes. Remember, it takes a little time. Do not do like 10,000 things at a time on the 3D because it'll really mess stuff up. And I can tell you, this stuff really prints really well. I mean, it prints just like it looks. It's pretty awesome. All right. So don't tell me you can't mess around and manipulate this stuff. Oh, wow. What did it do? That's interesting. And then, yeah, and then this is the depth. Oh, what? Again, you don't know what's going to happen. Now his face turned into a waffle. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So don't tell me you can't experiment a little bit. We went from a photo to threshold to throw it into Illustrator. Oh, I can read the Nirvana. Check it out. It's right there. Isn't that weird? It just depends what it chooses. Okay. So don't tell me you can't manipulate this stuff. All right. If you're not going to use this 3D stuff, I would delete it because it does make your file really large. Do it to this one real quick. Check this out. Another image trace, right? Don't tell me you can't do this. And I'm going to incorporate this one into the design. Watch. So we'll go to image. I'm almost done here. Image trace. This one I'm going to say ignore white. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Trace. Don't forget to hit expand if you want to manipulate it in Illustrator. If you just want it like that and you just want to place it, you can do that. All right. So watch, I'm going to use this as part of my background. Right. And I'm going to scale this. Okay. And I'm going to use a transparency, just regular transparency. Remember, you can use those transparencies just to manipulate something, transparency. And you can start putting together your idea of your poster, of your skateboard. Look at that, it's already showing up there, right? Then I just do a clipping mask with the shape of the skateboard, copy. Put my shape in front, I select my picture, everybody watching, I select my picture, paste in front, select the picture and my shape, Command 7. I did a clipping mask with the shape of the skateboard, right? My image is still in there. I can still manipulate it if I click it with a direct select arrow, right? I can still manipulate it. All right, but there it is. There's part of it. And then we're going to put this guy in there. And we're going to send that to the back. Run another layer. Copy. Skateboard background. All right, so don't tell me that you can't incorporate some photography in there. Now, a question to you guys. Should we be able to use good quality images from the internet, like say from Unsplash? Should you be able to use those? What do you guys want for this? Yes? Yes or no? Everybody cool with that? Oh, who said no? Yeah? I mean, again, and I've always strived to tell you guys that as you move forward and whatever you're going to do in graphics, the more that you can make that's yourself, that you made or you got free on the internet that is not copyright infringed or stealing from people, the better. If you're going to really go into this as a career and business, and you don't want to be that person at your job that gets yelled at or fired because you took stuff from the internet that wasn't yours and you put it out there, right? Yeah, you don't want that. Okay. So that's why I always tell people to strive to manipulate stuff. Now, could you get an Unsplash image and do what I just did? Yeah, and you're changing it up. It's not like you just took it and did nothing with it, right? And I think that's something that people need to understand, right? Okay, everybody got that? Okay, so very important. Remember, you can do your clipping masks. Oops. Oh, that one's hiding. Oh, that's because that one already had. Okay. You might have to clip that separately because these two are grouped. But you get the idea. I'm gonna go back. All right, and you start building your design. This up a little bit. And I will post a template right now, so you guys can use it if you need to. Oops. God, I hate when this thing defaults. Somebody can find that out, why it does that. You know how when you go to color and it turns to grayscale? I hate that, how it defaults to that. Anyway, it's kind of looking interesting, right? I'm just putting something together. It may not be exactly what I want, but it's getting there. And then check out this one. What if I choose this black color here with a direct select? Is somebody knocking? Is it Alia? Select same.
All right, you guys can find them.
Fill color. Oh, cool. I changed the color on that. Check it out. Is it her? All right. Okay, so everybody got that? Yes? No? All right. Just another cool way to manipulate. experiment with that 3D stuff in Illustrator. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna stop here. I'll save this. So don't tell me, oh, I can't do nothing with a photo. Yes, you can. So those guys that were against it, that's fine. You still don't want to do it, that's fine. But now you know how to do it. I'll post this video. Get to work. I'm gonna come check your